So, you know that video that I did maybe 3 months ago? That video that I did where I was talking about Chelsea versus Bayern and we got humiliated 3-0 at Stamford Bridge, and I was sitting there in my chair thinking, well, we're not even on the same wavelength as Bayern Munich. We might as well just sit there and just admire them for the brilliant team that they are, and, well, they kind of like deserve to go through to the next round and we don't. Yeah, I actually reminded myself of that video by watching it quite recently, and, well, just goes to show you, doesn't it? It's just more of the same. We went into this game with low expectations, but at the same time, we would have liked to have seen Chelsea at least give it a real go. And for a majority of that game, we actually did give them a bit of a game. But yeah, we were leaps and bounds behind Bayern Munich throughout the entire time. We got absolutely rinsed, 7-1 on aggregate, 4-1 today. 3-0 back at the bridge. I mean, look, we don't even deserve to be walking on the same pavement as Bayern Munich, let's be honest. Yes, I've already said this before, so it's not like I was expecting anything from this. But we need to chat a little bit about how the game went and, try and digest it because, it's going to be very difficult to do so. But before we go ahead and sort of digest the game, I just want to be clear on this. Let's be proud about what Lampard has achieved. I said this last video about the FA Cup loss against Arsenal. I said, we should be proud about what Lampard has been able to achieve. Yes, we've lost convincingly against Bayern Munich, but I mean, everything that he's been able to achieve this season, with all the blemishes and the whatever, taking us to another Champions League, which nobody was expecting, taking us to an FA Cup final, and yes, okay, we managed to get to the knockout stage of the Champions League. We could have done a better job against Bayern Munich, but, we have reasons for not being as good as Bayern Munich because we're not even on the same wavelength, but we can be proud. I mean, this is exactly what I say about the London Spitfire. I mean, you don't watch the videos, but I go into real depth about that team. They're being a rookie team and we're not even close to being an elite side, but at the end of the day, we're building. The same thing can be said about Chelsea. I mean, Frank Lampard, this was his first season as Chelsea manager. Chelsea are learning. We're not even close to being on the same page as a team like Bayern Munich, but there's lots of room for improvement. We've got to be looking forward now. This season's in the past. We only got to look forward now to next season. 2020-2021 season. That's the way forward now. Forget about this season. It's done. It's finished. I mean, let's just chat about the game because, much as it pains me to talk about it, much as it pains me to think, maybe we could have gone there and got a couple of goals and really frightened Bayern Munich somewhere, but it was never going to happen. But the team, Willy Caballero, I mean, he needed to have started, ahead of Kepa, Kepa being crap and all the rest of it. Reece James, Christensen, Zuma, Emerson. I mean, the floodgates were just ready to be opened, let's be honest. Callum Hudson-Odoi. Have to say, he had a good game. Credit to him. N'Golo Kante. Good game to start off with, but he kind of went a little bit downhill. But overall, about 75% of the game, he did all right. Kovacic, again, had a very, very bad first half, but he picked himself up in the second half. Made a real mistake in the first half that led to Bayern's second goal. And then Mason Mount on the left-hand side and up front, Abraham and Barkley. Yeah, now, looking at that team, you could clearly see that we were going with a 4-4-2. And, let's be clear on something else as well, we were riddled with injuries. Especially when we couldn't use Pulisic, when we really could have done with him, to be honest with you. Azpilicueta was injured as well. I mean, we were rocked up with a lot of injuries going into this. So, suspensions, injuries, everything was stacked against us today. But, we just had to go with what we had available, which was the bare minimum. I mean, we're going up against the finest. We're looking at a team here that is looking like they're probably going to win the Champions League. Let's be honest with you. But, we had to go with what we what we had. And, first 7 minutes of the game, 3-0 down on aggregate. What do we go and do? We go and concede a penalty, don't we? Carved open, defence carved open. I mean, it was controversial because it looked like Lewandowski was kind of offside a little bit. But no, Lewandowski got brought down. And, that was a penalty. Lewandowski converted it, made it 1-0 to Bayern Munich. Backs against the wall at this point, 4-0 down. We had a little bit of a chance to get back into it, maybe level the score. And then, guess who stepped up? Perisic. To make it 2-0 to Bayern Munich with, I've got to be honest, one of the worst mistakes by Kovacic that he's made all season. I don't know what he was planning to do there. Gave it away. Honestly, it was just absolutely mind-boggling how Kovacic was able to make that mistake. Passed it through to Perisic. Easy slot in. I mean, there was no chance Caballero was going to get anywhere near that. But, having said that, no, to be honest with you, I honestly thought that first half should have ended 2-2. And I'm going to say 2-2 for one reason and for one reason only. Callum Hudson-Odoi's goal was not offside. Okay, VAR. Let's talk about VAR and how painstakingly accurate it needs to be to rule out a goal. Apparently, when you look at that fine finish by Callum Hudson-Odoi, and yes, it was, a beautiful slot into the bottom corner. There was no chance Neuer was going to get to that. But VAR, what can I say? Just rules it out for offside because, I don't know, Tammy Abraham is within a boot offside. I don't know. It's happened so many times this season. Does it happen against Man United? Probably not. Does it happen against Liverpool? Probably not. Does it happen against Man City? Probably not. Only happens to Chelsea, fellas. Only happens to Chelsea. But no, yeah. I don't know, guys. It was a perfect finish by Callum Hudson-Odoi. Just happens to not be a goal, apparently. Yeah. Should have been a goal, let's be honest. But VAR. But, following that, about maybe 5 minutes into, we go ahead and get a goal back by Tammy Abraham with a nice little slot past Manuel Neuer, which was nice. I mean, it's something. It's just something to hold on to. Yes, we got a goal against Bayern Munich, where it should have been really 2-2 because Callum Hudson-Odoi's got a brilliant goal before that. Yeah. Bit of an unfortunate event to get that goal chalked off. And then, in the second half, my God, surprised me because at 2-1 down, what was it, like 5-1 down on aggregate, we were actually going for it. We've got to give credit where it's due. We were actually going for it. Kovacic looking a lot better in the second half than he did in the first half, getting the ball forward, actually doing stuff. I was actually quite surprised, at 5-1 down on aggregate, getting the ball up and, giving Bayern Munich something to worry about somewhere. But my grout was Tammy Abraham. He needs to go away and learn the offside rule because there were times where the ball got received to him perfectly by a nice little through ball. Tammy Abraham, not reading the lines, just getting offside all the time. You're not Morata. Come on. Go away and learn the offside trap. When the ball is played, you have to be in line with the defenders. Right? It's not rocket science. You can receive the ball, know where the defender is, then move. Like I said, you're not Morata. But anyway, it was a valiant effort, at least in the second half, because we were actually coming out of our shell a little bit. Instead of passing the ball back and passing sideways and doing all of that and just entertaining how bad our passing is, we were actually going forward in the second half, which I thought was quite commendable. Even at 5-1 down, you got to go for it, right? What have you got to lose? You haven't got everything on the line. You just got to go with what you got. Like I said earlier, the formation was unfortunate because we didn't really have our best team out. I mean, we were going for a 4-4-2. We weren't exactly going for 4-3-3 like we usually do. So, stick Barkley up front, stick Abraham up front. As the second half went on, we were looking a little bit wasteful, with Ross Barkley taking a free kick outside the edge of the penalty box when it should have really been Mount. And then Barkley goes and takes it, and then he just completely wastes it. I mean, completely clueless, let's be honest. And then guess what happened? The floodgates opened, didn't it? Defence let us down. What can I say? the last few moments of the game, like 76 minutes in, that's when everything just went to crap. Defending was just absolutely abysmal for Bayern Munich's third goal. It just easily crossed it in. And who scored it? Was it Tolisso, the French guy? Yeah, I know who he is. Just, like, what can Caballero do when he's like, Tolisso is like there in front of him, ready to just finish the ball past him. Defence, where are they? Just on the substitutes bench, probably. Just Christensen just out looking at his phone. I don't know what he was doing, but what he wasn't doing, Christensen, was stopping the ball from getting put in the net by Tolisso. Yeah, what can I say? Just defending just let us down. Just completely. I've been saying it countless times. I mean, I've just said it till I'm blue in the face. I'm tired of saying it, and thank God I don't have to say about it anymore, because next season we're going to be a completely different team, I hope. But Christensen, get sold, mate. Just please get the hell out, please. Honestly, your defending is just not even close to even God status. And then, well, second goal by Lewandowski to make it 4-1 to Bayern Munich. Just more of the same. Crap defending. Just easy tap-in. I mean, I'm not even going to talk about the fourth goal because, look, it's just the same nonsense I've been saying for the last few videos now about our defending. It's just crap. It really is. Like, we've had problems with defending all season long. And I don't even have to say it. You already know. It's against Bayern Munich. What did you expect? But, look, we went there with our backs against the wall. There was absolutely no way we were even going to touch Bayern Munich in terms of worrying them. You know, the best thing we had to do was go in there and give it a real go. With all the problems that we've got with injuries, defending problems, just give it our all. You know, it's the final game of the season. You know, just go out there with a real bang. And, well, we went out with a bang, all right. But look, it's the end of the season now. We're out of the Champions League. But hey, we're in next season's Champions League, aren't we? We've managed to finish top 4 in the Premier League, which Lampard should be most commendable about. There's lots to look forward to. You know, we've got new players coming in. We've got, hopefully, Kai Havertz coming in. We've got guys like Hakim Ziyech coming in, Timo Werner coming in. Hopefully, a whole new backline, because we definitely need a whole new backline, let's be honest. I mean, I don't want to have to go into next season talking about how bad our defence is, because our defence needs to be 10 times better than what it is. So many players need to get rid. Honestly, we have to get rid. There's a massive clear out. Get rid of all the deadwood. Get new players in. And get rid of Kepa. Get rid of Christensen. Get rid of guys like Rudiger. We need to get some money in so we can get better defenders in. Honestly, there are players that are getting linked with Chelsea. Notably defenders. Let's start with Jimenez. I think that's his name, Jimenez, from Atletico Madrid, the Uruguayan centre-back. Let's just start by trying to sign him and then pair him with Kurt Zouma, and then hopefully we'll get an absolute godly defence. A defence that no one will get past. Let's just start with that. But no, seriously. It's been an up and down season. It's not been exactly a fruitful season, but it's been... We can take some positives from it, from the fact that we are in next season's Champions League, when... Right at the beginning of the season, everyone was like, how the hell can Lampard get us in the Champions League next season? But credit to Lampard, he did it. And look, we had a transfer ban on our heads last summer. We weren't able to sign players. We only had to make do with what we had available. The players that we had from last season and the youth. We had to try and get these guys gelling together and getting them a proper baseline for becoming much better the season after that. So, you know, we can be thankful, we can be proud of the achievement there. I mean, on another day, in a completely different season, we could have gone into this with... Well, we had low expectations because we couldn't sign players, and we just had to rely on the youth, and we had to rely on Lampard to do our stuff. But Lampard did a lot better than what we anticipated, and I think that's what we need to take from this. Yes, we've been rinsed convincingly by Bayern Munich. Yes, we lost against Arsenal in the FA Cup final, but like I said, there are positives to take from this. And it's like I say about the London Spitfire, you know, we're a group of rookie players that are trying to learn with every game that they play. Sorry guys, as I was saying, the battery on my camera completely ran out. So yeah, as I was saying, we're literally like the London Spitfire in the Overwatch League, Chelsea. I mean, are a team of rookie players that are trying to learn new things, just trying to gel with the team and just sort of like getting an understanding of, to play out a season. And then next season, that's when we really start to become the players that we were all hoping as fans. Guys like Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Fikayo Tomori, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, these guys now have the experience behind them. And I think now going forward into next season, we really need to hope that these guys, along with the new signings and also with the manager, he's had an entire season to experience now. I think there's lots to look forward to. There really is. And I think we have to sit back as Chelsea fans and think, this has been a season to do a lot of learning. And hopefully, as I said, next season is going to be a lot better. So, that's it. That's the end of the season. Or at least until the 12th of December. I think the Premier League next season starts on the 12th of December. So, yeah. I'm glad now that I've got a little bit of a month to recover from Chelsea. Which also means another thing. I'm going to be making a video at some point. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do a video discussing the future of this channel. Because now that this season is finished, I want to really go into depth about what sort of content I'm going to be doing and what sort of roadmap I'm going to lay out on the table when it comes to Chelsea next season. So I want you to be prepared for that because it's a pretty important video and I really hope that you're on board with everything that I have to say in that video. Like I said, I don't know when it's going to happen, but you're going to have to bear with me with that because, like I said, I'm not really too sure how I'm going to approach it, but it's the feeling from within. And I need you guys, whoever watches my videos, to understand that. Like I said, I fully appreciate each and every one of you that has commented on a video and given me your thoughts on all the games that I've tried to cover over the course of the season. I'm fully aware that making videos like this on a regular basis can be pretty difficult to do and can be very difficult to keep up. Another person could have probably given up after the first 2 videos, but I've tried my best to keep going and try to give you as much content as I possibly can. But that'll be, like I said, for another video. I haven't really decided what I'm going to talk about in that video yet, but I'm just going to give you a little bit of an idea as to what I'm going to talk about. But I'm going to leave you to figure that out before I go ahead and do that video. But, it's been real good fun covering all of the matches this season. I want to thank, like I said earlier, I want to thank everybody that has given me a comment this season, sharing me your thoughts on every game that I've tried to cover, positive and negative. There have been some people in the comment section of a video that have disagreed with my views, and that's totally understandable because, it's your views. It's every video that I've done this season has been my opinion and my opinion only. If you're in agreement with my opinions, great. If you're not, then that's fine as well. Each to their own. Everybody cannot be on board with everyone. Of course, freedom of speech is absolutely paramount in everything that we talk about nowadays in the world and all the rest of it. So, yeah, that's another season finished for me. Honestly, I didn't think I'd be able to do it, but here I am sitting here reviewing the last game of Chelsea in the 2019-20 season. So many games I've covered, but I've done it. I've completed the season. I've gone through another Chelsea season without missing a single match. But things might be a little bit different next season. But I'm going to try and explain. And I really hope that some of you will be on board. But nevertheless, thank you so much for sticking around with me. And I hope to see you guys next season. So yeah, until the next video, guys, I shall see you later. Peace, and take care.